Who likes to lust? Be wise. That's why God said, it is not good that a man be by himself. Give him a partner. Lust over your partner. Keep it clean. Keep it understanding. You want desire? With your partner. And if you don't have one, then write your desire down and give it to God. He'll give you a partner. Amen. You know? So we got to understand details in our life. You see? And if we can only understand what it is to not only desire him, but to be able to stay with him and walk with him, do as he likes it, your life is going to change. That's when maturity comes in, and you'll understand that everybody that is here is in a different level. Tell me how close you are to God. Not by your words, but by your actions, by how you walk, how you conduct yourself. Let me make this a little bit harder. In the fire. In the fire. That is why we were supposed to be men and women of God that understands and knows that when we get closer to the end times, there's going to be a lifting of many demons out there. But before we confront those demons, we have to confront what is in us. Before we could grab our sword and start fighting, we have to understand the sword. We have to understand ourselves. We cannot fight the world if we don't have the understanding of God. How can we be more than conquerors if we don't listen to our King? Amen. If we don't understand where our King is taking us? The most beautiful thing about this is that when God calls us and starts that transformation in our lives, he gives us a promise. And God doesn't fail on his promise. God says, I will give you the crown of life. You can speak to anybody in the world that doesn't follow Christ. And they might think, okay, crown of life, that means I'm going to have a long life. I'll probably reach 100 years old. No. We're talking about a crown that is giving you a certification, is guaranteeing you that when he comes for his people, you will have eternal life, because this is not our life. This is a place where we understand exactly what Jesus was saying when he made the comment and he said, do hospital need ills or not ills? This is a place where we know that we all are sinners in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of people might say, well, Louis, a sinner is somebody that continues to do things over and over and over again. But that is why this is called, can you identify your enemy? Can you identify your enemy and put him in being exactly what God called you to be? You see, the crown of life is amazing. Nobody's going to take that crown of life of yours. Nobody's going to take away what God has placed in your life and has written for you. Only yourself. You can destroy it yourself. I'm here this morning to tell you that if you don't understand your weakness, you don't understand what the enemy, your enemy within yourself is destroying in you. Because the enemy within ourselves could be a cancer. It could be something that starts out small like a tumor and it becomes a cancer. Then it keeps on growing. When you come to realize it's at full blown all over the place and you can't control it. I'm going to show you how it is to be able to suffer. I'm going to show you how it is, what it is to be spit at and pointed at and accused of. That is what God called us to show and understand and know everything that He went through. Everything that we are going through is because He already went through it. God said He's there for you. That in the midst of your trials and tribulation and all these attacks that you have and sometimes discouragements, you got to understand that Jesus is there. All He wants you to do is call out His name. How can I draw your attention if I don't call you by your name? How can you understand what I'm going through if I don't come to you and tell you? He that believes that or thinks that, even though Jesus knows it all, but we have to be humble enough to understand that we need to come to Him. We have to be humble enough to understand and say, you know what? There are things that I'm doing that is not right. And although I know that and I feel that I'm a son of God, but do you really, really, really think that that's how God thinks? He says that His thoughts are totally different from our thoughts. That our thoughts is not His thoughts. So we got to understand that just because you feel like you're a son of God, because you come to church, you pray, and you go home, and you try to do as much as you can on your own strength, knowing that this is not with your strength, it's with God's strength, that you could be able to turn the tables. No. That is not how it came. And build that relationship and understand where He's going to take us. When James is writing this, he's saying all of those who endure temptation, endure your test, endure through your desires. He's saying, come on, you got this. You got this. Just believe in me. Just believe in me. But don't cry or don't fall back when you go through the fire.